Well, I've been called out by this guy saying that what I'm doing is wrong as far as my health. And I just wanted to come out here and clarify for you guys as far as what foods to eat as a type 2 diabetic. You know, I'm not picking a side here saying that one is better than the other as far as being a vegetarian, vegan, or carnivore. To put it in context, this person is saying that it's because of the fats, the high fat diet that's encapsulating my cells and not allowing insulin to help my body. That's what causes insulin resistance. And I see a lot of other people kind of joining this theory, right? And I do say theory, and I say that lightly, hopefully, because the problem I'm having with this individual is that they're saying that I'm going to get sick, that I'm not doing things right, and that I won't be able to eat any carbs, and that I haven't, did what I said I did. I'm not a recovered type 2 diabetic. They haven't seen that I actually do eat carbs. I actually eat fruit, and I use my continuous glucose monitor, this thing here, which monitors my blood sugars 24/7 in 5-minute intervals. And I've been doing this for over a year and a half. And I do eat carbs. I do eat strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, almond flour tortillas I've even eaten. All kinds of different things with carbs in them. And I've even eaten sushi, right? And my blood sugars, my insulin resistance is it's not here. When I did the sushi is like the ultimate test. Now, granted, I did take a little shot of apple cider vinegar before I went in, about 20 minutes before, but I've done it before, and it seems like it's the same thing every time. Whether I take the apple cider vinegar or not, I still get a blood sugar spike. What was interesting is that my blood sugars went up to about from 100 milligrams per deciliter all the way to 166 before returning within 2 hours back down to normal. And I actually found another content creator who's not a type 2 diabetic. He's actually a bodybuilder. The guy's rocked, and his blood sugars went all the way up to 200 milligrams per deciliter before coming back down after 2 hours. So if we look at apples to apples, a guy like me who's a recovered type 2 diabetic actually had less of an effect on my blood sugar than this guy who's an athlete, right? So I don't know where this guy is coming from, other than I know a lot of us need to choose a side, right? We feel a lot like comfortable. We need familiarity. We need something to belong to. Otherwise we feel lost. We don't have direction. And one of the things I like to share with you guys, and people are all the science. Well, if you look at the science, what the science says is that there's a thing called the chaos theory. And the chaos theory is whenever science tries to lock something down, it always skips a jump. It does weird, like it's basically mutating, it's changing form. They can never put their finger on it. That's why the most famous saying in science is we now know. Basically snitching, saying what we used to know is no longer relevant because we now know that this is the case. Give it 10 years and it'll be like, well, we now know, right? So I want to make sure I'm not here for, the likes and subscribes and stuff helps out the channel, and I do appreciate all of it. And I want to make sure I get this message out, mostly for people who need to hear this, right? Because if you're starting out with type 2 diabetes, you're going to find there's those two sides, right? The no carb or low carb, there's keto, there's carnivore, there's paleo, there's ketovore, and then there's the vegetarian, vegan, and both have results. They both can't be right, or could they? Well, that's up for you to decide. So I want to make this as simple as possible, but I want to come in unbiasedly, like I told the gentleman. I said, I invite you to watch my videos. I go live on YouTube every day, and I actually share my blood sugar results. In fact, I make short form videos where I share my blood sugar results there as well, right? Like all my blood work as well, lab works. Cholesterol is best it's ever been. My blood sugars are the best they've pretty much ever been, right? Especially my insulin is working tip top. As soon as I introduce some sort of high carb in my diet, which I do mainly for experimentation, it comes right back down to normal range. So I'm normal. I'm doing great. So it comes down to do whatever works for you. And I want to make this simple, but I'll tell you guys this. if anything changes in the future where this carnivore-ish diet never works it doesn't work, my blood sugars start to rise again, I start to gain, you know, I lost 50 pounds. If I gain it back, if I don't have high energy, my insulin spiking again, you know I'm going to quit, because I'm not here like most people to look good, right? As you can tell, I'm not polished, right? Definitely not polished. I'm here to help people, and I think a lot of these people are looking for energy. In some cases, energy vampires, I think. They're looking for attention, right? And my word to you, if you are one of those people and you're watching this, you should be very careful, because you're going to look pretty fucking dumb, and probably another, you know, it takes time, right? Nothing happens overnight, but you're going to look pretty stupid if we go in this and 10 years from now, 5 years from now, they're like, look, all the carnivore, look, the keto, low carb, they're all still healthy. They've been doing this for 20 years now, right? There's some people like Dr. Sean Baker who's been eating carnivore. He's like strict carnivore. I don't do that, but he's been doing this for like 10 years now. And if in another 10 years, that's going to say 20 years, and guess what? He's still not dead. In fact, he's still powerlifting. The guy's a freaking animal. He's lifting, you know, bench pressing 300 pounds. You're probably going to look pretty dumb, right? And the same thing with the carnivore side. If they keep pushing on the vegans saying it doesn't work, but lo and behold, 20 years later, there's people who are just built and rocked and look good, feel good, and it's been 20 years in, they're going to look dumb as well. So stop making yourself, you're shooting yourself in the foot, you're painting yourself into a corner. None of us know, right? You just have to use logistics. Now I did, if it may be of interest to you guys, I did an interview with Dennis Pollock, who's been eating low carb for over 20 years. I think he's in his 70s now. Like, I think it was longer than 20 years. Probably like 25 or maybe even 30, I don't know. But I wanted to talk to him specifically because of this, because I am a skeptic of everything too. And Dennis has been doing fantastic. I think he got his A1C down to like 4.7 or something. The last time he checked was years ago. His name of his channel, by the way, is Beat Diabetes. And he's killing it. He's crushing it. And he's got the more than 2 decades. So, guys, whatever works for you. So I used to call this thing, this blood sugar monitor right here, Mr. BS. And that stands for blood sugar. But it also stands for Mr. Bullshit meter. Because whatever your specialist, I'm going to say so I don't get in trouble, is telling you, you'll know is bullshit, because this thing doesn't care what anybody's saying. It doesn't care what you say, what you think, how you feel, how your doctor, how your nutritionist, how anybody feels about anything. All it does, its job, is to compute what's happening with your blood sugars. Right? So let's give a takeaway, because I always ramble off. I don't know if I'm even helping anybody here. Please let me know if I do, if I'm of any significance to you, but that's my goal, is to help you guys. So let's simplify what exactly do you need to do? What could you take away today? Simple as shit. That's why I know I can't make money on this channel, because it's simple. Do what I'm doing right now. You guys, if you watch my lives that I do every day at 6 p.m. here on YouTube, I share my blood sugar results for the entire day, what I ate, what it did, and then every day, I've messed up a couple times, forgot to do this, but right at the end of showing the blood sugar results, I go for a 30-minute walk, and then we come back and revisit my blood sugar monitor to see that almost every single time, 99% of the time, my blood sugar drops, and it drops drastically. So whatever I ate, if it's high, it drops down, not drastically like bad numbers, excellent numbers. Like, I get exercise and it works, and I show it. I show it works. And also, you guys, the food, the diet, just eat anything you want. Choose paleo, vegan, vegetarian, you know, there's all kinds of ANs out there, carnivore, but use your continuous glucose monitor, and just don't spike your blood sugars, because when your blood sugars are here and you eat something that spikes it up, obviously your pancreas has to start working, and that's the reason you're type 2 diabetic, is that it's just been overworked. Every time you put food in your mouth and something that spikes your blood sugar, the pancreas is there to regulate your body. That's what secretes insulin, so that it's like a tracker. When blood sugar goes up, insulin goes, oh shit, it'll come over and say, let's regulate and grab it, bring it back down. But what happens is that if you're not eating a diet like I do, where you're flowing in the center, right? And it's a flow, it's not like this, What happens is when you go high, insulin comes in to grab it and pull it back down. It doesn't know how much sugar and everything you've done, obviously, because it'll pull it down way low sometimes. So you have this big old high, and then you have a crash, and then insulin will let go, it'll stop, and then your blood sugars will come up. Most of the time, if you eat a high carb diet, your body's saying, hey, we're going down. The plane's gonna crash, we need more fuel. So it'll give you the signal, I'm hungry, go eat. So you eat more, and then you come back up, and you come back down, and you see how this is like a tidal wave. And you keep doing this, you feel like shit, and you never give your body a chance to regulate itself. When you simply just stay in the gentle rolling waves of your blood sugar monitor, your levels, your body relaxes, the pancreas doesn't have to overwork, everybody's happy. And that's how you become insulin sensitive. That's how you stop insulin resistance and sugar spikes from happening. But you gotta pump and dump, as I say. Just simply stop eating things that spike your blood sugar. Go for a 30-minute walk every day, and that's what's going to happen. Is you're driving your vehicle around town, you're going to burn up that excess fuel in your body until there's nothing left. Your body's actually, when insulin comes up too, guys, it's a fat burning stopping hormone. So that means it stops any fat burning, because when you're in ketosis or you're in a low range, your body's going to start eating whatever fat sugar. It's going to be pulling resources. But as soon as you get excess sugar, it's not dumb. It's like, oh, okay, let's start using this up. Stop all that. Stop fat burning. So you guys can see how when you're always up and down and up, when you're up, that fat just turns to storage. You keep eating, and your body uses up what it can. And then when the cells and everybody's full, their bellies are full, there's nowhere for that excess energy to go. So it stores it, and you keep storing and storing and storing. You got to empty out the storage container, right? Your storage unit. And by doing that, by getting exercise, works out perfectly. So let's revisit tip number 1, exercise. If you can do 30 minutes a day, you're going to be great. If you do 2 times a day, do 30 minutes, you're going to be doing fantastic, right? And the most optimal, especially if you live a sedentary life, 3 times a day, you're going to have results within probably within the first week. You'll see huge results in your blood sugar. So yeah, just get exercise. Stop eating things that spike your blood sugar. You won't know, though. That's the thing. You won't know what's going on with your body until you get a video image. And that's exactly what the glucose monitor does, is it actually gives you night vision goggles, so you can see basically inside yourself what's happening in real time. So yeah, let's talk to then. Hopefully I've given you enough. Yes, get some exercise, stop things, eating. Oh, there's another thing I'd like to share here. Get exercise, whether it's 30 minutes once a day, 2 or 3. Stop eating things that spike your blood sugars. Get a continuous glucose monitor. If you can't afford one, you'll still be good. If you just eat low carb, whatever, read your labels and stuff, you'll be most likely good. But ultimately, the CGM, continuous glucose monitor, is going to completely transformate your whole entire life. But the one thing you can do to put this on steroids is start intermittent fasting. But if you are going to intermittent fast, and especially if you are on medications, you got to be careful, because your blood sugars are going to start to lower. The problem is when you stack medications on it, medications don't signal. They're not like the pancreas. They don't know when your blood sugars are low or too high, right? You just get a dose. You put a gallon of fuel stabilizer in there, right? It's going to stabilize that fuel until it's done doing what it's got to do. And that doesn't mean it knows to stop at 80 milligrams per deciliter. It may take you down to 60, may take you down to 50 and 40, and now we're in a danger zone, right? So you'll have to work with your doctor, do multiple finger pick sticks. Best thing to do is a CGM, because then you'll know, oh my God, right? And then you can call your doctor and say, hey, I'm doing good. My blood sugars are actually getting too low. Your doctor probably will say, pop your pills in half. Let's do half the dosage and see where you are. But you won't know until you have the night vision goggles, the continuous glucose monitor. By the way, I don't want to get in trouble here. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist, even though some people think that I am. I'm not. I'm just a guy who's obsessed with helping people reverse type 2 diabetes. And I read, I research, so that's how I know. And I actually did it. So that's the thing. My passion, my energy, my drive comes from, I actually did this. And now I want to share it with other people. So this is not medical advice. This has to be said that this is entertainment based only, right? So So yeah, I'm out here for my peeps, for you guys to make a difference in your life. I don't know if I'm even significant enough. Obviously these videos are not polished. I'm doing the scenic or something. I saw some bodybuilder guy, he did this. He wears a hat. Very genius, because when I move my head, my voice should stay the same and have a little better audio, especially here being on my treadmill. But I hope I'm doing well for you guys. Please let me know how I'm doing for you, and if there's anything I can do to help you. There's a bunch of goodies in the description below. Check them out. And I guess if I can find something interesting, I'll add to this video. If I can't, I'll see you guys on the next one. So thank you so much.